Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation from MT4Professional. I'd like to start off by apologizing for the sound of my voice. I just had a flu all week, so I'm recovering from that. So there may be an occasional cough here or there, but I'll try to mute myself to catch that so you don't have to listen to the cough and the setup there. So I appreciate that. We're going to be talking about trading strategies today using the MT4Professional Scanner. I want to make sure everyone knows, though, we are here for educational purposes only, that MT4Professional resilient traders are not registered trading advisors, so we cannot give you specific trade advice. What we can do is train and teach you how to use our award-winning platform on the live edge of the market to build a trading plan that is both consistently profitable and successful. Trading with stocks, options, Forex, cryptocurrency, futures has a large potential for reward, and you can make a lot of money, but it also has a large potential for risk, and you can lose a lot of money. So you need to be aware of the risks involved in order to trade in these markets. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure that you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets, and never ever trade in a live account until you have first proven you can consistently and profitably trade a simulated account. And only then will the mind game begin. All right, I am Randy Lindsay, your trade coach today and the operations director at MT4Professional. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinale. He's our product development director, and anything that's technologically enabled, it goes through Claudio's hands. So thank you very much for being here today, Claudio. We couldn't do it without you. We're going to be, excuse me. Got it. We're going to be talking about trading strategies today using MT4Professional. We're going to talk about market scanners and what the MT4Professional Market Scanner is and what it's all about. Of course, I'm going to give you a live demonstration. And this is Easter week. We're going to be going into Easter weekend. I have a very special offer to make you this week if you stick around for the end of the presentation today. So looking at the different strategies that many people come up with, there are a lot of popular ones that are out there, some pretty bizarre ones as well, but I've thrown together some of the more popular ones here to talk about. And if you have ones on the little bizarre side you'd like to talk about, just put a question or comment into the chat or the questions panel. We'll be glad to entertain those here during today's presentation. The first one, EMA and price, is looking at an exponential moving average relative to pure price action. And so you're just looking for breakouts, you're looking for reversals, consolidations, you're looking for trends. So that's the whole idea behind the EMA and price strategy. You want to buy when you see strength, and you want to sell when you see weakness. That's the idea behind that. MACD and signal is another very popular indicator. That's based upon convergence and divergence indicators and moving averages. You have a signal line relative to that, then you can have some very accurate entry or exit signals based upon this unique indicator. There's the moving average crossover, which many people use to identify trends or even potential entry points on a trade. It can signal when congestion has entered, and it can also signal when reversals occur. So these are nice tools to have employed. And so when you stick them all together, then you can have some combinations. Most people don't just use one simple strategy. A lot of people will throw them all together into a more complex strategy that involves an EMA and price, a MACD and signal, even an RSI, stochastics, Bollinger Bands. There's a lot of different combinations, a lot of different indicators out there that you can use to create a strategy that you would be happy with. And of course, there's the ever popular alligator. It's using 3 different moving averages on many different time frames to build an indication strategy that is consistently profitable over time, specifically much longer periods of time. Well, the MT4Professional Scanner can scan in real time all of these strategies, plus many, many more, and can alert you when your conditions are met for a profitable trade. So let's ask a few polls at this point. Connor, do you have the one about who here is an existing client and who is brand new? And that would be a good way to start off. Claudio, are you there? There you are. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, are you currently using MT4 Professional? Yes, you love it. No, you haven't had the time to evaluate it. No, but you want more information. Not sure if you need it or not, or you're just not even interested. So um, select the question that you like, provide the answer, and then click the post button. And when a certain number of people in our class post, then we'll be able to get along with the show. The awesome. Looks like we have 17%, 33%. There's so well over half the class aren't using it, but they want to know more information and need time to be able to try it out. So that looks good. Thank you very much. And one more question, if we can find out how the market scanner can benefit you. How can the market scanner benefit you? Is it less risk in missing trades? A scanner is something that can work for you in the background, so you don't have to worry about missing a setup because it's looking for you. You don't have to worry about wasting time looking for setups, or that you're even going to find one that has a high probability setup. Maybe you don't even know how the scanner can best benefit you, but select one of 4 options there to see if that can be of benefit, and I would appreciate that. Oh, great. Less time wasted looking for setups and a better chance for finding probability trades. Awesome. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Well, let's get right into what a scanner is, what it does, what MT4 Professional is all about. So looking at all the different symbols and time frames you have access to, in this example on your MT4 platform, there's 50 different Forex pairs, 20 CFDs, 9 different time frames. That's more than 630 combinations to look for potential trade setups. Do you really think you can do this manually? How often do you miss opportunities because you're out there looking for potential trades just based on the ones that you have access to? Well, trading with different instruments is a must in today's market environment in order to make trading profitable. Well, in fact, trading uncorrelated instruments is a way to remove uncertainty of an instrument and diversify your portfolio. So looking at diversification and looking at removing uncertainty are definitely things I'm interested in. So that means we do want to trade on different instruments as much as possible, because not one instrument will always be trending. You might be successful on trading one instrument a certain time of the day, but during different times of the day, different instruments are going to be trending, and you want to have access to all of them. So a perfect solution is a market scanner. Market scanner is an automatic tool that allows you to scan the entire market at a single glance for any symbol or time frame that meet your custom rules, based on standard or custom indicators. And it's really not a signal provider per se. It's just cool though, that allows you to analyze your strategies the way that you want using the indicators you have access to. Over on the right, you can see a symbol list, a bunch of Forex symbols here. Next to it are some different spreadsheet layout color codes, different time frames, 1 minute and 5 minute setups. So if I had a scanner or something that could go through and look at the multiple time bullish or bearishness of the setup, that's going to be extremely helpful for me. I don't have to worry about going out and looking at each individual one of these. All I need to see is that the Australian US dollar is bullish on the 1 minute, but the longer term is bearish. So if this changes back to a red or bearish state, I know that's a really great setup for me as a continuation move. If, however, this green stays and then I see the 5 minute change from a red to a green, I know that's initially changed as a bullish setup, and I see hard evidence of a reversal forming, and that also would be a great opportunity for an entry. So if I had a scanner that was scanning all of these symbols on these different time frames, looking for this type of bullish or bearish setup, that would be an extremely valuable tool. This example is showing that for every symbol that I select, I'm looking for a moving average cross. So that means a bullish cross, I'll show green, is when the 15 period moving average crosses over or greater than the 30 period moving average. And a bearish cross would be when the 15 period crosses below or under the 30 period moving average. So that helps me to see that the moving average crossovers are trend identifiers or potential trade entry points. So that gives me a really good setup for potential trades. So Market Scanner does the work for you, so you can focus on more important things like managing your trade or getting your mind where it belongs. Once it's set up, the Market Scanner can search for the conditions that meet your specific rules based on your strategy. It then can alert you when conditions are favorable for your trade entry or exit. Here's another example on the right where I have different symbols this time, showing euros, showing CFDs, different commodities, even Bitcoin crosses on multiple time frames. In this case, I've got 3 different time frames, a much shorter list, but a very diverse one. So I'm looking at EMA and price. I'm looking to see a bullish output if price is greater than a 15 period exponential moving average. And I want to see red if price is less than the 15 period exponential moving average. So then you can see that the dollar Canadian is bullish across 3 different time frames, which gives it a strong bull push. You can see that the S&P and NASDAQ are both very bearish across 3 different time frames, as is Ethereum. But there's a potential reversal going on in the Bitcoin and in gold. You can also see the longer term US 30, which is the Dow, or even crude oil, are looking at like longer term trends are being switched over because you have 2 time frame changing against the longer time frame trend. If this continues to stay green and we see the smaller time frame go green, then we know that's a failed reversal and we're looking for it to continue to go back into a green trend. Otherwise, we're looking for these to start turning green, which is a really great initial setup point for a longer term trend. So, we talk a lot about multiple time frames. Well, did you know that using multiple time frames, you have a higher probability of a profitable trade? And that's due to correlation. Correlation is just one of the advantages of using multiple time frame technical analysis in your trading. So by checking multiple time frames before you initiate a trade, your trades will be in harmony with the longer term trend, and the result will be higher probability, lower risk trade. Looking at these 3 examples here, you can see a 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour envelope of a time frame. So you can see that as the longer term trend is bullish, the shorter time frame trend follows the same general envelope, but notice how much noisier and choppier the faster time frames are. So if you're trading a 15-minute and a 1 minute, you can imagine how choppy it would look. Then if you're trading in the overall direction of the longer term trend, then your trade is going to have a higher probability to end in profit, and you're going to be entering with lower risk because you're trading in the direction that longer trend is trading in. So it's very easy to see. If you are trading against the longer term trend, then make sure that you keep your profit targets short, take profits quickly, and keep your stops even shorter, because you know it's going to be coming back up against you. Long, short, long, short, long, short. So that's the idea behind the multiple time frames. If we had a market scanner that could search for these types of steps based on our rules, verified by multiple time frame technical analysis, it too would be an extremely valuable tool. Here's an example of what multiple time frame technical analysis can get for you. The blue cross here shows the point where price has crossed over a 15-period exponential moving average. You also see where a MACD histogram has crossed over the signal line, giving a bullish setup. You can also see that the relative strength graph has come out of an extremely oversold condition and is trending with strength. That's what you want to see. So these are three bullish setups on the 4-hour time frame, which tell me I want to buy this. Well, I could just go ahead and buy it, but I want to validate that, knowing that I'm trading with higher probability and lower risk. So I check my higher time frame. On my daily time frame, I look at the MACD to see that the MACD cross has occurred. And in this case, it has. You can see the histogram is greater than the signal line. And I can see that the relative strength is rising and on a positive slope. Those are the two conditions I need to see on a daily chart to confirm this entry. And on my weekly chart, I need to see that relative strength is positive, that is growing with strength. I probably won't get a MACD signal. I almost definitely won't have price greater than an EMA. But if I see relative strength gaining by strength, that's all this confirmation I need to confirm this as an entry point. And as you can see, from this point to here, that's over 300 pips of profit that could have been made by identifying the trade and trading it as it moved into that setup. Notice that prior to that point, you don't get really any good trade setups, because where you do have a signal setup, you don't have price crossing over, or when you do have a valid crossover and signal setup, you have negative relative strength. And so the strategy is really good for setting up and showing you that. So by taking trades that are in harmony with longer time frames, I get lower risk trade opportunities and higher probability trades. That's a powerful combination for any trader. Shows the importance of using multiple time frames in your trading. So a market scanner that uses multiple time frame analysis is an extremely valuable tool because it does all of this for you automatically. Problem we ran into when we were looking for scanners is that as professional traders, we could not find any on MT4 or MT5. The few we did find were too complex to configure, which meant, you had to have a programmer to help you use it. They were unstable, or maybe even a single tool that was not well integrated with the system. They were incompatible with a lot of indicators and lots of other issues that we ran into. And so our solution was to develop MT4Professional ourselves. So we did that for our own daily trading, and it became popular with our friends and with others around us. And when the word got out, found out that it was a tool that had a great amount of interest. So it is now, once we released it, the #1 market scanner on MT4 and MT5. It's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the entire market for setups that match your unique rules and criterias, and it gives you the ability to use multiple time frame technical analysis, which really is hard to do on standard MT4 or MT5. So stay tuned. We're going to go into some setups and some tradings. But to let you know, we do have a new market scanner that we're trying to put out, and it's going to be a standalone market scanner that's based upon itself. There's no MT4 or MT5 platform that is required. It will be a standalone platform. So that's just a sneak peek to let you know what we're getting into. But in the future, we'll be letting you know more about that. So look for news from us on that. So let's see. Did you want to do that, Claudio? We want to link out for that, or we just want to push beyond that? All right, we'll just go ahead and push on for the seconds. So let's go right into the demonstration. Let me get my MT4 up and running. Yeah, I trust you can see that. If you do have any specific questions about our standalone application, just pop your question over in the questions pane or the webinar chat, and we'll answer them at that point. All right, so I'm showing you standard MT4. You can see that I've got 3 different windows, 3 different time frames. Integrating 3 different time frames on 3 different windows is hard. You can see that an initial set off here, I have to physically look at the time and price at the bottom of each window in order to check to make sure that that is the time frame that I'm specifically interested in. So when I get a crossover or a break of a trend, I need to be able to see that it's occurring at the same time on all 3 charts. Also, if I wanted to change the symbol on these, I have to physically drag and drop the symbol onto all 3 of my charts in order to see that. And that, after a while, simply just becomes a pain if I'm really trying to analyze and to see these setups. So looking at the interaction of the charts and the settings, a professional system that could do all that for you with a single click to integrate everything, to show you the multiple time frame alignment of price and volume. And if I were to go into a full screen mode, I would like the windows to be able to move with me. I don't want to have to physically redraw each window every time, especially if I have different sized windows. So let me launch MT4 Professional. We have it set up for you as a profile in MT4 and MT5. So all you have to do is look for the MT4 Professional profile, open it up, and then it will automatically launch MT4 Professional environment. It's a configuration-based environment, which allows you to select configurations for specific strategies that you might be trading, whether you're trading the alligator, Bollinger Band, EMA and price, MACD and signal, and so forth. It doesn't matter what your system is, you can set up a configuration that follows that strategy. Okay, you have several presets that you have access to initially. These are like templates that cannot be modified. If you select or click on one of these, notice the edit button, it does not highlight. So that means you can't change any of these presets. But what you can do is you can click the create your custom configuration button, and that allows you to make a copy of any of those and just simply rename them. In this case, the alligator was renamed as new, alligator new, and then it allows you to edit that at the time. So you have that information that's there. Let me load this one up and show you. So I'm looking at the EMA and price scenario. And what this is doing is looking at price relative to a 15-period exponential moving average. If price is greater than that EMA, it will change the scanner color to green. If it's less than, it will be red. So you can see that 1, 2, 3 time frames, 5, 15, and 30, all 3 are green. So we have bullish output on all 3 time frames. Raw, I'll definitely put that back up for you. Hang on just a second. Let me finish through this, and I'll definitely display it again for you. unless Claudio can get it for you and post it there on the screen, that'd be great. So looking at how this is set up, if I go into the configuration manager and click edit, then I have the ability to change the layout of the charts or change the layout of the scanner panel. So if I click on the layout of the charts, you can see I have 3 different charts set up. One larger one, it's a 5-minute, and then 2 smaller ones, a 15 and 30. It's exactly what I've got on my screen. And if I change these in any way, then I'll change the look of these output screen as well. And since we are template driven, then each one of these templates define what the look and feel of each one of the charts. So by clicking the plus sign, you can add any template that you already are using on your MT4, MT5 platform. So you don't have, you're not limited in any way on how you want your setups to be. And you have full access to any of the timeframes available on MT4 or MT5. If you want to add a new window and tile them out, then you can simply do that, select the time frame that best suits you, make sure and turn a template on, and there you are, 4 charts instead of 3, and you're ready to go. You don't like a chart set up, get rid of it, click tile chart windows again, and you're right back to your original setup. In this case, I've got a larger window on the right and 2 smaller ones on the left. If I don't want that and I want the other one, all you have to do is just physically move them, put them exactly where you want them, and then you don't have to worry about it after that. Okay. So, and make sure that you set everything back up the way that you originally had it, 5, 15, and 30. There, that's just the way you like it, okay? Click on the panel on the left, you can edit the scanner panel. So if I want to change the symbols, just simply click on the symbol list and you get the symbol list configurator, which allows you to go through all of the symbols on your MT4 platform or MT5 on the left-hand side. These are all of your broker supplied symbols that you have access to. Simply just click one on the left, click the right arrow to add it on the right. If there's any of them on the right that you don't want, simply click the X to get rid of it. If you don't want any of these, click clear all. If you want a symbol list on a new scanner, but you want to use the symbols from a previously designed scanner or from one you already have working, then click the start from another configuration and it'll just copy this scanner list from the other configuration. Very easy and simple to do. Once you have everything set up, make sure you click the save button. The save button will give you a check mark, and then just close this window and click the load button every time. Make sure that you load in the most recent changes and update to the cloud. The MT4 Professional system is cloud-based, so all of your configurations and settings are saved and backed up in the cloud, so you don't have to worry about losing anything or any of the data or your configurations. Also, when you go through select configuration, click edit. You'll also notice a share icon in the bottom right corner. This will allow you to share from the cloud any of your configurations with any of the people that you trade with. You're trading with a group and one person has put together a really killer strategy in MT4 Professional. One click can share it with the entire group and everyone will be on the same page at the same time. Very quick and easy way to communicate. So let's take a quick look at the actual scanner panel itself now. By clicking on the scanner, this is the configuration for the rules that we use in order to turn the color of each cell the color we want it to be. For any time frame, I have a color rule that's called main CR. Now that's the name I gave it. You can give it any name that you want, but main color rule is what that refers to. And it's applied to my 5-minute, my 15-minute, and my 30-minute charts. So that means I'll have 3 columns on my scanner that are going to be looking for the rules based on the main CR set up on 3 different time frames. Well, let's find out what that is by you can pull down the menu on any of the time frames and click the edit icon, which is a pencil and a pad. You click on that, then it opens up the configuration for the color rule. Here, the color rules are based upon condition set 1, evaluated first. Condition set 2 is evaluated next. And if you have more than 2 conditions, which you can, it'll go in order from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and so forth, like that. They're all OR operators. So it's always going to start here. If this one is true, it sets it to this color. If this one is not true, then it goes to your OR operation and evaluates for this condition and so forth. What does it evaluate? Well, in order for it to turn green, of course, you can make it any color that you like. You have access to any of these colors, so you don't have to have green as bullish. If you want blue, just set it blue. In this case, I'm looking at comparing item A with comparing item B. So the close of price is my comparing item A. I want it to be greater than or equal to a 15-period exponential moving average. Well, this is an indicator that I pulled in and used. So I can use the plus sign to load any indicator on my MT4 or any third-party indicator for that matter to evaluate. So if I add another line, click the plus sign, I choose an indicator, and I'm not looking specifically at anything special, but I want to see if a specific moving average indicator, and in this case, since I already have a 15-period EMA, I want to find a 50-period simple moving average. So I'm going to define that one. Okay, so I'll just click OK, and I have defined that. But I want to see if my 15-period exponential moving average is also greater than the 50-period SMA. Do you see how I did that? So I already had access to the close and to the 15, but I created the 50, and then all that does is it populates my pull down menu, and now I have access to it on all of my pull down menus as a test parameter. So comparing item A is the 15-period must be greater than the 50-period simple moving average, in addition to the price closing greater than. So I need to see multiple arms of strength in order for this to be set to green. If I have more tests or conditions, then I can add those here by simply adding them and adding the indicators to the list. If I'm looking for a bearish condition, which usually just the opposite of what the bullish condition is. So I need to duplicate this and say that, okay, well, my 15-period needs to be less than that 50-period SMA, because I'm looking for the price to be under the 15, and the 15 needs to be less than the 50. Well, there could be some no man's land area, so the price could be less than, but the 15 might not be less than the 50. So if this is not true and this is not true, then the default color yellow will be selected based upon these steps. And this is a very simple setup, an example showing you the capabilities and how to use that. You can make this as simple or as complex as you want. So the idea behind it is you implement the strategy the way that you want to trade it. And that's the idea behind it. So I don't want those. I just had them there as an example. So I'll go ahead and close out of this. So you can see how easy it is to add things. If I wanted to have one more condition set, then you can see I can very quickly add one more condition set. I can set it to be any color that I like. And then I can also either use the 3 existing set strategies I already have set up, or I can add any other strategy that I want to use, or indicator for that matter. All right, apply it to any of the timeframes that you like. If you want to add an additional time frame, just simply click it once. I have a 1 hour here, so it looks like it's a next logical time frame, and turn on the color rule. Now I'm scanning for an hour as well. Okay, So I'm scanning for 5, 15, 30, and hour. I now will have 4 columns on my scanner instead of just 3. And I might, if that's the case, want to set up one more chart layout for the hourly chart. But I don't want that. So I'm going to just show you how easy it is to work with it and to get those things up and running. So click save to make sure everything is set up. Close the window. Make sure you click the load button and all the changes that you just made will be updated. Any questions on that, on the use of the system and what it's showing you and how easy it is to use? Notice when I go full screen that the windows automatically redraw. Did you see that? They automatically change to the size of the window that I redrew to. Also notice if I change from the euro to the pound, all I have to do is just click it one time. And it automatically changes the symbol to the pound on all 3 of my windows. Same with Bitcoin and so forth. So you're looking across time frame, you're linking everything together. So it's a really, really good feature that you're looking for. If you want to look a little bit closer on one window, all you have to do is double click on the panel on the bottom that has the name of that, and it will take that window and make it full screen. And then if you need to go back again, just simply double click it and it goes right back to the single mode. And of course, you can draw and do any type of analysis on the charts themselves, just like you would in normal MT4. Questions and comments along the way are welcome. So please ask your questions, or if there's something you wanted to see demonstrated before we move on. I'll go into a little bit more complex setup here. This is longer time frame. This is also multiple strategies. So here I'm looking at a 15 period exponential moving average. I'm looking at a MACD and signal crossover. I'm also looking at relative strength being either overbought or oversold, and I want to be able to see it trending. So in this case, I see the MACD signal has generated a short setup, but I've got positive relative strength and I have price greater than my EMA. So that is a neutral setup. So I should see a yellow signal on my scanner telling me that this is still in a setup phase. It's not quite ready for a trade at this time. So it's neutral, waiting for a setup. You see most of the indices are set up like that. Longer term, you can see bullishness or bearishness based upon the longer trend. Let me show you how I have the scanner configured in the background. Looking at the 4-hour, and that's this first one, here's the daily and the weekly, you can see the 4-hour has access to 2 different color rules. These are rules which cause the output of the cell to be colored. I'm only using the strong signal color rule. The trend color rule is reserved for the weekly chart, where I only have it turned on relative to the strong signal. Okay. So looking at the strong signal color rule, if I click the edit button, you can see that it's using multiple strategy components, multiple indicators in order for it to have a bearish condition. A bearish setup is looking at a MACD cross where a MACD histogram, which is the base indicator, has to be less than the MACD signal line. So what I've done is I've taken an instance of each one of these outputs and put them into a variable that I can compare one to the other. So if you're to look at the output of the window by looking at the data window here, then you can see the output right here of the MACD has 2 different output lines, the MACD line and the signal line. So I'm looking at the value of this compared to the value of that. That's output 1 and output 2. So looking at these outputs, I'm looking at that one relative to the other one. So if that one is less than this one, I know it's bearish. I'm also looking to see if close of price is less than my 15 period exponential moving average. I'm also looking to see the slope of the relative strength is negative. So that means that the current relative strength right here has to be less than the previous value of relative strength. So the relative strength 2 bars ago has to be greater than the current relative strength. And if that's the case, the output will be negative, red, bearish. I want to be able to see that if these conditions are true. The negative of that is the bullish setup. So that's for the oral setup. If all 3 of these are not true, then it will go and evaluate this setup. It'll look to see if that histogram is greater than the signal line, if price is greater than the EMA, and if I have a positive slope on my RSI, which means the previous historical value of relative strength has to be less than the current value of relative strength to give me a positive slope and building strength. So if these are all true, I will have a bullish setup. If neither of these conditions are true, that means that the trade is still in a setup mode and the output color will be yellow. Okay. There's a question. Let's see. You joined in late, but you heard me say it's not a signal. So what is it? I use my strategy, and this becomes confirmation. Well, it's not a signal generator. What it does is it will signal you when the setup matches your criteria. So if you have your own strategy and it confirms, then it will signal you right here. You'll get notified through real-time notifications, either on the system, through MT4, through email, through your phone, through your Telegram account, or however you set it up to alert you and to notify you that these conditions have been met to satisfy your criteria for a potential trade entry or bullish or bearish trade setup. So it has the ability to scan for those and to let you know that. So the trend is applied only to the longer time frame. So you can see it's bullish at the current state. So I'm looking at a bullish trend. So when the output of my other 2 time frames match the direction of that longer term trend, then I know I'm going to be bullish. I really am not looking for a bearish trade setup right now because it's going against my longer term trend. I hope that answered your question, Kingsford. Let me pull that back up again real quick then. Let me go back to my presentation and go to this point. Here's the link. If you are interested in helping us pursue the crowdfunding aspect of our trading market scanner, the link is here. Copy that. Claudio, are you there? Can you post that to those in the chat box? I'll put it right there. Trading markets scanner. And just let you know that we are testing the waters right now to gauge interest. None of the information, even if you do send money, we are not going to accept it if we don't proceed with it. So we don't handle any of the money either. It's held and handled through a third party that we are using for this venture. So you can become a part of this launch and join with us on the launch of the platform as well, if you are interested. All right, so I want to make a very special offer for you guys right now, and then we'll get back into the presentation. But just to let you know what we value our MT4 Professional platform at, you'll get a full-featured MT4 Professional platform on either MT4 or MT5. You get access to our exclusive Skype community, where you have traders in MT4 Professional 24/7 access to the environment that we are trading. You get unlimited configuration storage, unlimited emails, push notifications, and what is it? Telegram, yeah, and Telegram notifications per month, and you also get up to 100 SMS notifications included in your monthly subscription. All 14 of the presets are included as well. We initially start this off at $194 a month, but we've discounted that by 50% to $97 a month. But because this is the Easter weekend, and I mentioned that earlier, we're knocking that off by 50%. Also, another 70% off of our 50% to give you a $23 a month special. Now, this is really unheard of. We normally just throw this out every now and then, but Easter is a special time of year. So if you use the code Easter 2023 with this link, then you'll get the price $97 a month knocked down to only $23 a month. Now, this isn't just a special just for the month of Easter, for the month that Easter occurs. It's not just for the trial. It's not for 30 days or even a quarter. This is a lifetime discount that gets applied to your account for the duration of your trial. So you get 14 days to try it out absolutely free. There will be zero funds taken out of your credit card whatsoever. You can cancel during the 14-day trial at any time. Not a penny will be taken, but you can continue on after the 14 days are over at the guaranteed rate of $23 a month. And that will be guaranteed for the entire duration of your subscription, the lifetime of your use. If you can cancel it, of course, at any time during your use, and it will end at the end of the month for your subscription that you're in, but you'll also lose the discount that's applied to that subscription, because the subscription ends, so does the discounted price. So use the code Easter 2023 in order to get the discounted price, and make sure that you apply that. If you do have any questions, or you need us to help you in any way, please contact us at support@mt4professional.com. We guarantee we'll get back to you within 24 hours with a solution to your question, or you can always contact us on our Skype channel if you have any specific questions. I'll go ahead and leave this on the page here as I go back into the setup here. Make sure that you can see that. So mt4professional.com/trial to get going. Lock in that $23 a month discount. This doesn't come along very often. Kingsford, you said that so one cannot rely it solely to trade. I'm not sure if I understand your question, because if your strategy, it's your strategy. So you can rely upon your strategy to trade, then you can rely upon this to trade. If you can't rely upon your strategy solely to trade, then no. So it's all based upon your strategy and your system and how you have it set up. This will not trade for you. You have to physically trade, but it will show you when the trade is set up and meets your criteria for the trade. So talk about a major time saver. Absolutely. Are there other questions then, sir? Any other specific setup that you would like to see? Oh, you want to see gold? Okay. You want the gold longer term or shorter term? Already got this set up here. So long term. Okay, I've got the long term set up here. I don't have gold on my setup here. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and edit it very quickly to show you what I'm looking for. All right, gold, just the regular gold index. Or am I looking for gold relative to any of the currencies? I'll look at the regular US dollar index. And I'll load it up. And you can see I've got gold down here on the bottom now. So by clicking on gold, here you can see the gold US dollar set up on a 4 daily and weekly setup chart. So longer term, you can see gold is bullish, weekly, daily, bullish, short term, bullish. But you can see that the multiple indications show us that there's some bearishness on the shorter time frame. There's also some bearishness here also, in that you can see the relative strength has gone flat and is very close to an overbought condition. Looking at the 4 hour, you can see that it is ranging. So even though it's showing a bullish setup, this range might be the top, and you have to wait for this range to break first in order for you to have a valid trade. Longer term, you're definitely looking bullish, but notice you're at the top. You're at the top of that area. It might push up to these ranges, but both times it has been rejected. The third time might reject. And if that's the case, we would look for it to come all the way back down to the EMA, which would probably bring it down well below 1920. So that's the idea behind these setups. So your system should identify this trade setup for you and let you know that it's not ready to trade yet, because you've got two time frames that are out of sync with the longer time bullishness. Michael asks a question: do old-time subscribers qualify for your Easter discount? Contact Claudio. He will help you out there, Michael. Rao also wants to know, can the strategy be traded automatically like an expert advisor once it is set up in the scanner? Absolutely. Yes, it can. And if you need help with the EA, then we have programmers on staff that can set up and create the expert advisor for you. So let us know if we can help you in that way. We'll be glad to. Otherwise, write it yourself. But it can be set up and traded automatically on your MT4Professional platform. Answered that. Okay. Yes, if you need us to develop an EA for you, there will be an extra cost. Our programmer's time um, is needed for, to do that. So yes, there will be an extra cost for the EA setup. If you are interested in us putting it together, send us an email to support@mt4professional.com and we'll give you a specific quote for time. Give us the details of your EA. That'll let us know how much time would be required, and we can write that for you. Multiple strategies can be traded as EAs. Yes, it can. Well, yes, if you have several different strategies running, you can have several different strategies running at the same time. Like I showed you on the setup, you can have multiple strategies running at the exact same time. See, notice here, I have a strong signal running here. So in your case, this could be your mean reversion strategy. And then your trend strategy could be on a totally separate setup. So you can have multiple scanners running multiple strategies at the same time. Here's one I'll show you real quick, where it's looking at, excuse me, put all this up here. There you go. This one's looking at 3 different strategies for the 5-minute time frame, 2 different strategies for the 15, and 1 for the 30. So all these instruments are running multiple strategies and multiple uh, instruments. So you can see that you're not really limited at all. See, notice how many different strategies are running on just the 5-minute. 3 different strategy setups are set up and running there. This one only has 2 of them. I've taken one of them off, and then the last one just has a single one running on it. They're on all of the different instruments that you see, and they're all running at the same time right here. See that? All these different instruments, all the different time frames, and they're all running at the same time. Yes. How will you know that the setup is ready? You'll get alerted either on your MT4 platform with a window that pops up to say that the alert is ready. You'll also, and this reminds me, I never even showed this part of it. MT4Professional is cloud-based, and so you do have access to MT4 when you're away from your platform. So if you pull up the MT4Professional members area, if you go to the website, click sign into the membership site, and this is the first page you'll go to. You'll go through the normal onboarding process, download the software, get everything set up. But over here on the right hand side, you'll see that there's a little pull down menu, and you can also see your announcements and notifications. Right there, if you're in the members area, you'll also receive a notification with link that a specific strategy has met the criteria for a trade setup. You can click on that and go to it in real time, just like that. Also, we also let you know when new software releases have been made and any changes that are occurring there as well. Also, I want you to go over to the real-time scanner menu item. Select the scanner that's currently running on your MT4 platform. And let me show you. what that looks like. So you can see that here on my browser, which is like a mobile device. I can have it on my phone, on my tablet. I could have it on my laptop. I have my MT4Professional platform scanner right here on my mobile device, ready to work with me. All I have to do is click on it one time. Notice the symbol that it's currently using is the euro US dollar. If I click on the pound US dollar, it will automatically change the symbol to the pound US dollar, and it will take a snapshot and show me the output of the scanner and the results on my page. So it'll show me everything that I wanted to see ready for a particular trade setup. If I want to go back to my euro setup, then I'll just click the euro and it's ready to go as well. So the setup is seamless, and it works in the background, and you don't even have to be at your platform to use it. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Just like any other system, it can be back tested manually at any point or any time. If you have an EA developed for it, then you can back test it automatically. And if you have alerts turned on your scanner, then it will send alerts to your cell phone via SMS message or to your Telegram account as a live data feed when these setups occur. All right. For testings, the statistics are all done as well. If you have an EA done, that it will be automated. You can board test all of these in real time, manually, of course, anytime that you have it set up. So it's just like any other strategy or setup. This is a platform. It's not a software system. It's a platform that you use with your own software or your own strategy in order to demonstrate or to see the trade results that you want to see based upon your own rules, based upon your own indicators. All right. Are there any other questions then before we head on out? Looks like we're about out of time. I showed you all the really cool features, the setups. I even gave you a super cool discount, $23 per month, which is 70% off of our normally 50% off price. So take advantage of that using the Easter 2023 special. Lock in the $23 per month rate. Give yourself 14 days to evaluate it to see if it works for you. If it does, you don't have to do anything else. Just let 14 days expire and you'll automatically be locked into 23 per month. However, you can cancel at any time, even the first day, and you won't be charged a penny. But once you cancel, special goes away as well. So just let you know that. You can always ask us questions and get a hold of us at support@mt4professional.com. And let us know how we might be able to help you, or if you need any help in any way, we're here to help you out. Support@mt4professional.com. All right. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Appreciate your interactions. And we'll see you at this exact same time in about 2 weeks. Take care and bye for now.